welcome to another episode of the Big Womening podcast, the podcast where we discuss life, love, and what it means to be a big woman. Now, being a big woman doesn't necessarily mean the size unless you want it to. It refers to women who are growing, who are adulting, who are becoming big women in their community, who are becoming wise women, who are becoming pillars of their community and achieving big things in their lives. So, by the way, it's me who you can hear and see. It's Jordan. Jordan Speaks. That's my social media handle. And I am hosting this podcast because it's my podcast. And I'm so happy that you guys are back for another episode. Episode 4. Episode 4, mate. Ooh, where's the time gone, eh? Please subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe, follow, and you can follow me. Oh God, I'm gonna sneeze. Can I just say, I know we haven't even started, like I'm still doing my introduction spiel, but this weather that we're having in the UK right now, the rain. Anyway, sorry, let me get it together. Subscribe to the podcast, follow my channel, and you can see when a new episode drops. It's every Wednesday usually, unless something else happens and I have to run to make another episode. And follow me on the socials at Jordan Speaks, Jordan with an E. And I'm on TikTok and Instagram. So follow me and let's get into this week's episode. Okay, I've sneezed. I'm good now. I'm good now. Oh, right. You guys know I love to start the episodes with a Am I the Arsehole scenario because they are my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And this scenario, this scenario that I found, mate, I don't even understand. I do not even understand what is going on in the world. Let me find it. The title is Accidentally Said I Love You, ex's name, to my M24 girlfriend, F24. Do you know what really confuses me when they put the M24 and the F24? Like it's their gender and their age, but it confuses me so much. So the title is Accidentally Said I Love You and his ex's name. He is a male 24 and his girlfriend is female 24. So he has said that to his girlfriend. Okay, let's see what's happened. Okay, so to keep things brief, me and this girl have been on and off for about a year. I love her a lot, and when I choose to fully commit myself and fall for someone, I don't give up at the first sign of trouble. Oh gosh, do you know what? Maybe it's a controversial view. I just think if you have to fight for a relationship, and you're 24 years old, and the first year you guys have been on and off, maybe you're not ready for the relationship. Maybe you're not ready to be in the relationship that you're fighting for because something is not working. You've had to fight on and off for a year. You're both very young. Why not just pause, say, do you know what? I'm going to go my way, you go your way. I've got things to sort out over here. You've got things to sort out over there. And if we are meant to be together, if you are my person, then we'll, let's crack on again in 2 years' time. Let's touch base in 2 years' time. Let's see what's going on. But anyway, sorry, that's only the first paragraph of this Am I the Arsehole? So let me carry on. I'm only posting this here because to my knowledge, we are still in a relationship. So there's quite a lot of uncertainty around this relationship from what already this person has said. But okay. Oh, here we go. We have been on and off because she thinks that I still have feelings for my ex-girlfriend. Okay. I pleaded with her so much that I don't talk to my ex. I don't think about my ex at all. It's over and done with. This has caused a lot of problems for us in the past, but I just don't know how to prove that I moved on besides being fully committed and active in my relationship. Well, she doesn't trust you, bro. She doesn't trust you. And given the title of this relationship, of this Reddit Am I the Arsehole post, she may have reason to, but okay. We got together again sometime in September, and besides a couple bumps in the road, things were going great. I felt like she was really committing and putting in effort, and to say the least, I was deeply in love and just happy. Okay. Then one day, as we're talking on the phone, as we usually do, the worst thing I could have possibly said came out of my mouth. I was distracted while talking and accidentally said, "I love you," include X's name. I was horrified and immediately apologized and told her it was an accident. She didn't say a word. She just went silent for a good while, then hung up. You know when you have not got a word to say? You know when you have... You know when you haven't got a word to say and all you can say is silence. When all you can say is silence. That might be the title of my book. When all you can say is silence. Bro, you've messed up in a big way. Because clearly this relationship with your ex has been an ongoing issue. And then you're going to say, "I love you," and call her the ex's name. After that, she immediately hung up and deleted me off Snapchat, Instagram, turned off her location on iMessage. Oh, so she's pissed. She's pissed at you. Okay. A couple things to know. My ex was my first real relationship and we were together for 3 years. I ended things with her. The last time I spoke with her was in January when she randomly showed up to my house with some of my mail. I haven't thought about her for a while, but on Sunday morning, the day of the call, I was at my mum's and she was asking me if I could ask my ex to send the family photos my ex took of my family a couple years ago. So your ex was involved in the family. You know when your ex is involved in your involved in the family, that the family are still talking about her. Imagine what that feels like for your partner. Okay. I told my mum that I'm sorry, but that's not possible as me and my ex don't talk and have each other blocked on most things. I'm not using that as an excuse for saying what I said, but I just don't know why her name slipped out like that. The reason why her name slipped out like that is because you still love her. Who wants to tell him? Who wants to tell him? The reason why her name slipped out of your mouth is because you still love her. She's on your mind. You want to be with her. Subconsciously, consciously, all of the leaves. This is why you said the ex-girlfriend's name. This is why your 1 year relationship with this new girlfriend has been on and off, because you, sir, you still got feelings. Another thing to know is that me and this girl have been on and off for a while, and this isn't the first time she's deleted me off stuff. Her whole thing is that she finds it difficult to trust. So she finds it difficult to trust, and then you just randomly in a conversation say, "I love you," insert ex-girlfriend's name. How do you think? Oh my God. How do you think that's helped or impacted her trust issues? How do you think? She hasn't talked to me for 5 days, and I dropped off an apology letter with some flowers at her house yesterday. Oh, I like an apology letter. I do. I like an apology letter. I think it shows some effort. And I like flowers as well, but, you know, if I was the ex, I still wouldn't be happy with you or that. But I do like an effort, like a letter, handwritten letter. That's cute, but that's the romantic in me coming out. Comments are very much appreciated. Bro, you need to listen to this podcast because all this commenting is for you. Yeah, again, this is a fairly new one. People are just commenting. So the first comment is, "Sorry, dude, I think this is over for good." And you know what? I agree. Go and sort out what you're doing. Go and sort out your life. This is not your girl. This is not it. I'm sorry. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. I'm sorry to tell you, you are. But not a malicious asshole, just a, like, immature young asshole. Yeah, just like an immature young asshole. Your ex clearly, okay, cool. She came to, like, her name was in people's mouths around you at that time, so it's just come up. But she was on your mind, which is why it's come out of your mouth. So it's time to move on, isn't it? This is over. Let your 24-year-old girlfriend go this way. You go that way. If you two are meant to be, you will find each other again. I very much agree with that. If you're meant to be, you will find each other again. Your paths will cross, your paths will align. But the fact that you've been together for a year, you've both struggled with this relationship in the first year, says to me, it's not the one. It's not the one. Or it's not the one right now. Maybe give it some time. Explore what's going on with the ex coming up still. Your family clearly haven't let go of her. Your mum's still asking after your ex. They must really like her. It's going to be a difficult situation for any person to come into. The relationship's over, isn't it? Soz, mate. It's over. So this week's big womaning chat is about dating. I don't think I've brought a dating big womaning chat to the pod yet. So this is the first time, because we can't get away from this topic, can we? We can't get away from this topic because it plagues us. It plagues us in our personal conversations. It plagues us in, I think, every social media conversation that becomes particularly popular. It just plagues us. So the question that I wanted to consider is, would you date yourself? Would you date yourself? And I saw a content creator discussing this a few days ago, and I thought it was such an interesting topic. So I thought, let me bring it to you guys. Let me bring it to the pod. Would you date yourself? Now, I would 100%. I can stand on that, 10 toes down. I 100% would date myself. And let me tell you why. Because I'm a catch. I'm an absolute catch. I am. I believe in my source. I believe that whoever I date, their lives improve. Mine might not, but their lives improve. And ultimately, I am a helpmate. I'm a helpmate. I am good. I'm a good person. I would date myself. However, I was thinking about this from a reflective position, and I thought, would I have felt this way a few years ago? No, maybe not a few. Let's say like 5 years ago, would I have felt this way? And the answer is no, I don't think it would have. And I think actually being able to now say that I would date myself is the outcome of a lot of growth and work that I've had to do. A lot of growth and work. 5 years ago, I can't honestly say that I would have said yes. Maybe I would have, but not genuinely, because also I know my character. So maybe I would have been like, yeah, but not believed it. Whereas right now, I fully believe that I would date myself 100%. Now, I should also just add a caveat. So me being able to say that genuinely is a reflection of my growth in myself, and the work that I've done to understand my own value and understand what it is I bring to the world and what it is that I bring to relationships. Like, I want to receive that value. That's why I would date myself. And that's not to say that people who wouldn't date themselves would need to think about why and why not. But right now, that's how I feel. But I think it's such a good question because it really makes you reflect on yourself and your characteristics and your values, and what it is that you bring to the table, which I hate it. I hate the what do you bring to the table conversations, because actually if you're at my table, you shouldn't be asking that because you're here. So, but I know that my table is full, overflowing, spilling. If there's a table that could spill off the sides, it's spilling off the sides. So I know that, but I haven't always known that. And it feels good now knowing that. But to go a bit deeper under that question, would you date yourself? You have to then ask, would it be would it be a successful relationship? Now that's something else to think about under that question. So would you date yourself? Fine. But the next question is, and would it be successful? If I was in a relationship with myself, would it be successful? Would it reach the goal, which is, for me, my goal is married and to be settled. So would it reach that goal? Now that's something else. So when I was thinking about that last night, when I was planning this pod, I was like, I would date myself. It would be great. But I also know the issues that I would cause myself. And the issues would be, look at me letting you lot into my business. The issues would be overthinking. So if there's two overthinkers in a relationship, dating, that can be difficult, because ultimately it would mean that there would be two overthinkers together can cause stagnation. So if we're both thinking, but not doing, then where would this relationship go? And I've dated overthinkers before, and they've irritated me. And I think when you become irritated by somebody, it's because you possibly see a characteristic that you see in yourself that you know that you want to change. So I have dated overthinkers before, and it's irritated me that they've overthought so much that we've actually not been able to move the relationship to where maybe I wanted it to go, and they wanted it to go, but we've just not been able to get it there. So that's one of the things that I thought would cause an issue in me dating myself being successful. The other thing would be around having an avoidant approach to conflict. Now I've gotten better, but I know myself, and I know that my default position when it comes to conflict is to avoid it at that time and then come back to it. So I've gotten better, whereas before I'd be like, no, I'm out, peace, and that's it. That's finished. The same way the girl responded in my "Am I the Arsehole" topic scenario, when he said the ex-girlfriend's name and she went silent, locked off her phone, hung up, deleted him, and went about her business. Yeah, I empathize with that response 100%. But is that helpful for a successful relationship? If you're just dating, fine. People are not trying to bring conflict to a dating situation. You're trying to get to know each other, fine. But in a relationship, does that work? No. There has to be a healthy way of resolving conflict, and being purely avoidant is not often healthy in a way, because it stops the ability for the conflict to be resolved. So that is something where, if I was dating myself and it got more serious, that would be something that I'd have to think about. But I thought, what an interesting question. I mean, obviously there'd be loads of great times. We would, you know, because hold on, like I feel like I'm criticizing myself. So let me just reel it up and give you the pros. We would know all of the coolest places to go and eat, to go and drink. We'd be hella social. We'd have a lot of friends around us. We would really enjoy hosting. It would be fantastic. We would both understand the importance of quality time, because that's important to me. So I would bring that to the relationship. That would be important to me also. So I would bring that to dating. And we would absolutely have loads of fun, which might balance out other things. But to get it to a next stage, I can absolutely see where the issues would lie. Because we're not perfect. You know, I accept that. I'm not perfect. I would, you know, I'm sure you're not, sorry. But we're not perfect. So we would have to really, really address those things that I spoke about, which would cause difficulties. But ask yourselves, guys, would you date yourself? And then ask yourself the second question, and would it be successful? Good luck. Big women should learn from other big women's experiences. So each week I come with a quote from a big woman who is out here in these streets doing great things, absolutely killing it. in their own right. And this week I think I saw a video of Ava DuVernay on my timeline. I think it was my Instagram timeline, and she just looked amazing. What award ceremony was it? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and look. But she's wearing like it's like a pearl champagne dress. Her hair is wrapped up beautifully. The makeup looks thick. She's got like a nice little clutch bag. I was like, Ava, okay. So this week, the big woman whose quote I've chosen comes from Ava DuVernay. She is an African American director, filmmaker. She's directed Selma, When They See Us. I haven't seen When They See Us. I will admit that here and now. I couldn't bring myself to watch it. Sorry, I just couldn't bring myself to watch it. I feel like I've watched it through other people who have all told me how emotional it was for them, which confirms to me I would not be watching it. But I know it was an amazing piece of film. I know that it was absolutely I don't know if it won awards. I hope it did win awards, and I know that it was so thought-provoking and I think reflective for people who remembered the story at the time. And I know that the guys who were wrongly accused went on to have another documentary. And I think I saw the Oprah. No, I did see the Oprah documentary after the When They See Us was released. So I watched that, but I haven't watched When They See Us, and I'm probably not going to. Sorry, Ava. It just sounded like it would cause me too much emotional upset. So I haven't seen that. But she also directed A Wrinkle in Time, which my little cousins absolutely love. So she is a recipient of Emmy, the NAACP Image Award, BAFTA awards nominees of the Academy Awards, Golden Globes. She's just killing it. She's just killing it. And the fact that I like the most is that she wanted to be a journalist. So journalism was what it is that she was focusing on. And she hadn't even used the film camera until the age of 32. So this idea that, like, I don't know where this idea comes from, that women, like, their lives are over by the time they reach 30. Ava didn't even use a camera until the age of 32 when she started making short films, documentaries, and has gone on to absolutely be a master in her field. I love that. I love that for her, and I love that for us. So here's the quote from Ava DuVernay. Ignore the glass ceiling and do your work. If you're focusing on the glass ceiling, focusing what you don't have, focusing on the limitations, then you will be limited. And it's true. So your focus is doing your work. All the other things around it, fine, but that cannot be your focus. We can acknowledge them, because I don't believe she's saying to not acknowledge. Oh no, she's actually saying ignore the glass ceiling and do your work. But we know the glass ceiling is there, but that's not your focus. Your focus is to do your work, and it will go to where it needs to go to. Have trust and faith and believe that it will make it to the eyes it's meant to see, the ears it's meant to hear. It will absolutely go to where it's supposed to be. And I believe in that. That's something that I've definitely taken on board in starting to, revive my podcast, get this back going, motivating to be consistent. I have all the trust and faith and belief that this podcast will be heard by who needs to hear it, will be seen by who needs to see it. And that's why I continue to make it every week. Don't focus on your limitations, or you will be limited, because we do limit ourselves. When we think about the things that are going to cause an issue, when we think about the possible issues that may arise, the difficulties that may come up, we've all done it. I've done it. I've got 101 ideas that I want to get off the ground, and then I think about all the work that's going to need to go into it, the money, the funding, and already you've talked yourself out of the idea. Ava is saying, no, do the work. And who can argue with that? And who can argue with the fact that Ava is telling you this, who is absolutely winning all the awards and doing great, great things. So let's keep that in mind for the following week, guys. And that is it for this week's episode of the Big Womening podcast. It goes so quickly. You know? I feel like, this, half an hour each week? But it's fine. I'll be back next week, guys. Don't miss me too much. If you enjoyed this week's episode, subscribe. Episodes drop every Wednesday on YouTube and Spotify. I'm working on the other stuff on the other platforms. I'll get there. I'll get there at some point. I'm doing the work, so I'll get there. Follow and subscribe, and follow me on the socials. So at Jordan Speaks. I keep saying my old handle. I've changed my handle now. So at Jordan Speaks is going to come up below. And I'm mainly on TikTok and Instagram. So you will find me there rambling on about other things. But yes, I shall see you for next week's episode. Episode 5 next week, right? Yeah, episode 5. Thanks for tuning in. Share with somebody who you think would benefit from the quote. Share with somebody who you think might benefit from hearing the "Am I the Arsehole" scenario. Share this. I want it to go to all, as I said, the ears that need to hear it and the eyes that need to see it. So share it around. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Bye.